Today we're going to be reacting to the attack on male gamers continues. Why are we hating on men for liking games?
Just, I don't know, in my opinion, I think that, I don't know, there's something a little bit childlike about it, a grown man to be playing games, and it is a huge turn off for me, and I'm bloody glad my man doesn't play video games.
I don't have
Playing games is childish? Oh, I understand now. Okay, right. You got to go on to the adult games, like the gambling websites.
anything meaningful to say about this. I just want to tell her to shut up.
I love that. So funny.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Manukora. And
Welcome
of course
back to
by
hell.
my company, Lions Tea Exchange. In addition to my regular wonderful flavors, I now have 3 new limited edition flavors that are now available on the site for pre-sale.
I love tea.
I think they're all really good, but I am a huge fan of the peppermint white chocolate, but you guys seem to be really excited about the
Guys, please watch this video so I can buy some tea.
Now, I know I'm slightly late to this conversation because it took place a couple weeks ago, but a lot of things were also happening during that time. Like the mystery of who is eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
And I needed to show you
Bro, what was happening a year ago?
all my breakdancing prowess, okay?
Hey, yo, she's got the moves. What game is she playing over there? Is that Elden Ring?
Now, like I said, a few weeks ago, the conversation, or the debate, if you will, around men playing video games being unattractive was once again resurrected. This has been going on for quite some time, but periodically, someone, somewhere, for some reason, brings it back up. And every time this happens, it seems that people want to congregate around the idea that men playing video games is bad, and gaming is bad overall. Say the
Well, what about women who play games? Nah, when women do it though, it's just called a business strategy. That's the difference.
people who probably like crocheting or something. Depressingly, when I started looking for videos on this issue, I actually came across this bizarre trend on TikTok where
What do you mean new ick unlocked? Bro was just having the time of his life gaming with the boys.
women
just
say
looks
that
so
they're men being
happy.
happy while playing games
my God.
gives them the ick. So there's that.
Shut up, yourself.
Just launch me to Jupiter at this point. Anyway, this time the conversation started when conservative commentator Liz Wheeler posted a graph of the hobbies women reportedly find the least attractive. At the top of
Bird
the
watching.
list was playing video games, followed by collecting figurines, magic tricks, and online trolling.
Okay, I will say for the online trolling, why is that a hobby? Being a jerk online's a hobby
we all
now.
love a good bird watcher. So that's a win for the birdophiles. I have absolutely no idea what bird enthusiasts are called.
Bird feet.
Bird. Well, at least that's
Ooh.
memorable.
I don't
I
like
guess that's
that.
an improvement on what the trained people are called. Hootie tutors? Hooter tutors?
trainer.
This graph, which obviously is not based on real evidence, was posted along with Wheeler's commentary, which read, "This is 100% true.
Liz's profile
Men
looks
playing
AI.
video games is peak unattractive, beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. It's weird so many dudes don't get this." You want to know what I don't get? Why it's taken me so long to hear about the wonderful sponsor of today's video, Manukora. I have spent most of my adult life in search of sugar. I'm kind of like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings about it. Precious. And the older I get, the more that I realize sugar's not that good for you. But what if I told you there was a sweet alternative that tasted good and was good for you? Well, there
Honey
is.
is pretty good for
and
you.
It's called Manukora. Manukora honey is pure, single-origin Manuka honey
I do
found
use this
only
honey
in
a
New
lot.
Zealand. It's rich, creamy, and supercharged with unique antioxidants and prebiotics. It actually has 3
Oh, are
times
you
more
supposed to
than
use
your
a wooden
average honey.
spoon with
So
it?
yeah, take that, normal honey. Manukora honey supports immunity, helps with digestion, boosts energy, and is great for assisting with inflammation.
Actually, I don't know if I
It's
use this
also
specific
this
brand, but
beautiful
I think
golden
I use
color,
Manuka.
and it's a definite
Not
game changer
Manukora.
if you're anything like me and use honey in tea or on sandwiches. I also like how my little
What kind of sandwiches are you putting the honey in? It's like PB&J, right? Not other sandwiches. Bro,
starter
a
pack
tuna and
has
honey
this
sandwich
cute little
insane.
spoon, and these honey sticks, which could be completely cool if you're munching on the go. Best of all, Manucora honey has a natural antibacterial compound called MGO that is only found in Manuka honey. The higher the MGO count, the higher the levels of nutrients and antioxidants, and Manucora has some of the highest MGO honey on the market. And if you don't believe me, your Manucora lid has this little QR code that you can scan to trace your honey and all its unique information,
nice.
which I think is pretty cool. So if you too want to embrace a good sweet thing, then click the link in the description or head over to manucora.com/Sydney for $25 off when you buy a starter kit. After a huge amount of pushback, Wheeler followed up with a few additional posts, including another tweet where a woman wrote, "Women don't dislike video games because they're geeky, we dislike them because they're antisocial and consumption-based. Like if a woman said TikTok or online shopping was her hobby.
TikTok's pretty bad,
Hobby
and online
should
shopping
include
pretty bad.
actually doing, making, or learning something." Last time I checked, gaming is doing something? What is this? What am I even reading here? Doubling down even further, Wheeler also wrote that video games are sedentary, consumptive, fantasy steeped in immorality that have serious negative real-world side effects.
What about VR games though with your headset? Dude, I'm just saying, guys, play 30 minutes of Beat Saber and you're gonna be sweating.
On the men who play them. This tweet was very long, so I'm just going to summarize the generality of it, which was that video games are a net negative on society based on the fact that they reportedly lead to aggressive behavior, desensitization to violence, anxiety, mood disorders, and so on
movies
and so forth.
and
she also asserts that women are attracted
people.
to men based on a man's ability to protect, provide, produce, and procreate.
Huh?
Hobbies that illustrate that ability are attractive to women. Hobbies that do not are not. Not to be a jerk, at least not intentionally, but isn't reading sedentary? And isn't buying random female crap for your house consumptive? Do you want to go and have a conversation with the immoral smut-reading ladies over on Book Talk?
Oh God, not the book talk. Not anything but the book talk.
Would you like to have a word? I really don't mean to be so sarcastic about all of this. It just really irritates me.
It's
Of course,
weird to get mad about.
The cake here is the entire live stream that Wheeler decided to make about this topic, addressing the blowback that she'd received and saying that lots of people were unkind to her about it and she didn't like that, which honestly, like, yeah, fair enough.
Well, they didn't like what you said, though.
This video is really long and she burned through a lot of points very quickly and we don't have time to unpack them, but I overall felt really irritated watching Wheeler's live stream, and my takeaway was just generally, tell me you've never played video games without telling me you've never played video games.
Yeah.
She again brought up that it makes people more desensitized and prone to violence because apparently we're resurrecting 90s talking points.
Not every guy plays video games, though. I have talked to plenty of dudes who don't play games at all. They like to go hiking or fishing. Not saying that people who play games also don't like those things. Just these particular individuals just don't play games. They do exist out there, so go date those guys.
I don't know. I thought we were over this. Look, I don't know Liz personally, and so I don't want anyone to perceive this as me attacking her because she seems like a nice lady, but I do find her opinion and this extended opinion really frustrating. I think there's a trend on the right side of politics where some conservatives in particular like to fully reject and stomp on really important cultural and entertainment-based mediums.
Or anything that encourages the idea of creativity.
And even if the intention behind that is a noble one, I still think it comes across as really controlling and fun policing. Listen,
it is controlling,
even people with daddy issues don't want to be parented this hard. I mean, they do want something hard, but it's not parenting.
Hey, yo! I like this girl. Why did I say it like that?
All of this to say, in the long run, I don't think it's very helpful, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with that, and that's okay. Feel free to scream at me in the comments.
No! No!
She doesn't care, bro.
About a week later, another video popped up where a woman called Bex from the radio show 102 Philly was similarly articulating why she doesn't like men playing video games. She said that it was lazy and generally unproductive.
But the whole gaming thing...
What's the problem?
Why she sound
Jacqueline
like that?
has this big problem too. Because
It's just lazy.
Look, as a Bostonian woman, I know I have a very annoying voice sometimes, but my God. Of course she doesn't like video games. She sounds like that.
Feels like unless you're getting paid, And there's a line, right? Like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like, go educate. Like, go do something productive.
But what is the problem?
It's a good business, though.
You know, Jacqueline has a big problem with it, too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like, I got to hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention. So why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
There it is, and that's it. I knew it. I knew it. You women want to task us bad.
No.
So she wants the guy to be working on something while she scrolls on TikTok. I know I'm pulling a woman moment on the woman moment, but like, that's what it sounds like, no?
That you're so pissed that we're taking time from doing
They
something.
gotta decompress
Wait a minute, you're
too.
enjoying things? You have time to do this video game?
Here's the thing.
Here's all the things you could be doing.
Here's the thing. You're enjoying it, but you could also be planning something nice for us. You know?
Oh, there it is. It's about what can you, the male, do for me, the woman. And she just said it, bro. Look at that face, bro. She's guilty.
Like I mentioned, this is not the first time that this type of criticism has come up. A couple years ago, 3 more women got a lot of heat online for making fun of men who game, with one of the women even suggesting there's a correlation between gaming and the being bad in the bedroom or having small male genitalia.
If there are any ladies out here watching this with me, I need to know, is this true? Have you experienced this issue with men who play video games?
I'll be honest with you, not if I think of the top 10 best I've ever had, they didn't play video games. So I'm convinced video games are for mediocre.
Well, I grew up as a gamer, so it was okay with it. That was quite all right with me. I got excited
I don't know
too.
what grown man is spending that much time playing video games.
There's a lot of grown men spending a lot of time.
And I don't think
a lot.
I don't think that you could be a great partner or.
Do you guys see this lady right here getting kind of irritated at what this lady over here is saying? She does not agree at all. And she's trying so hard to hold her tongue.
Or a great lover as a grown man spending time playing video games.
If you're like...
This is such a weird statement. Do you always judge the appropriateness of a hobby based on man pickles and their performance? Is this a legitimate metric? Why do people like this? I mean it. Put me in the cannon and launch me to Jupiter. So I have a very vested interest in this topic, both as a woman and as a person who plays video games. So I do feel that it is pretty important to come to the defense of male gamers, and I guess just really any gamer in general. Because if the criticisms that I'm
be so real with you guys. My sister is a huge normie. I mean, mega normie. And she never played video games. She used to make fun of me when we were kids for how addicted I was to video games. And I'm gonna be so real, I was really addicted, right? And you know what's so crazy about that is now that she has 3 boys, she's playing video games with them all the time. And she talks about how fun it is to play games. She's like, oh my God, I never knew how fun video games were. Granted, they're just playing Minecraft and Roblox, you know? But now my sister's getting into Nintendo games because we were poor, so we never could afford a Nintendo games growing up, right? And it made me realize if she was able to like play those games when she was younger, she probably would have enjoyed those games too. Or, you know, maybe kids made her lifestyle change where she decided now she likes games. That can happen to people too. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because while she made fun of me for playing games growing up, I just think siblings like to make fun of siblings. She did date gamers and it never bothered her. She literally just didn't care.
So far highlighted in this video are anything to go by. I think people's perceptions of this industry and those who enjoy games are completely off base. And I think it's generally wild to say that gaming is not a hobby, and if it is, it's one that's overall unattractive to women. Because I would argue in many, many cases that is not true. I mean, first and foremost, the gaming industry as a whole has changed dramatically over the last few decades, and video games have accelerated in scale and quality during that time too.
I also want to point out that in school, a lot of the times they use games to teach kids in a more fun way. I think there's a website called Cool Math Games or something like that. I think they have other websites too for this now. In fact, Minecraft has their own educational program to teach kids a lot about engineering, space, architecture, I think even math and coding and stuff as well.
Rather than games appealing to a small portion of people, now anyone anywhere can play them, which is why the industry has become so enormous. There are so many different stories being told, so many different ideas being explored, and let's remember, importantly, that the amount of women playing games has also grown more and more and is continuing to do
There's
so.
so much variety.
And no, Animal Crossing and The Sims don't count as gaming. Please stop this.
How dare you? I'll have you know I have learned so much putting my Sims in a basement and setting the entire house on fire. Oh wait, I never did that.
Point being, video games themselves and the gamers who play them come in all forms, and I don't think it's fair to tar everyone with the same brush. With that said, I do understand why some people, some being the operative word, find gaming to be an unattractive hobby, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, when most of us millennials were growing up, which is what our friend Liz Wheeler is, we were only really then starting to see sort of a shift in the way that people viewed men and video games. Until this point, I think it's fair to say that gamers were largely associated with the basement-dwelling dorks who played World of Warcraft from dawn until dusk. And whether that view is true or not, whether it's fair or not, that's what was portrayed predominantly in media, entertainment, and by all the kids, all those boys that we went to high school with. I can actually testify to this because I fully remember my older brother sitting in the office all day playing WoW. And sometimes painting Warhammer. I think he still paints Warhammer. To be completely fair to my brother, because, you know, he will probably watch this video, he is in fact the reason why I like gaming at all. And I also remember sitting next to him, watching him play Spyro, because little sister. Now,
it's really funny because I got my younger brother into video games. He always wanted to watch me playing games. To be fair though, I mostly played horror and I think most of it scared him, so he didn't want to play himself and he just wanted to watch me play. And now I do that as a living.
now that I'm thinking about it, I also remember his LAN parties with his nerd friends. So really love aging myself there. Anyway, this type of visual and this messaging has definitely been ingrained in a lot of us because it's also what we were exposed to in pop culture. And it's probably why a bunch of elder millennials and people who are older than elder millennials especially view gamers through this lens. Actually, hilariously, when I was researching for this video, I found out that the attractiveness of male gamers and how much they game is still being studied because I guess this is a stereotype that never dies. The second reason, and I think this is more applicable across the board, is it is unattractive to come home to your man sitting on his butt all day playing video games.
And the same can be said to a woman. Imagine working all day and your woman is just sitting there scrolling on TikTok. It is very unattractive. Yes, that's true.
On the weekends, gaming. All day, gaming. Every single weekend, gaming. Can't pull himself away for long enough to spend time with you or
that
to
is
be
an addiction.
a father
Okay,
or husband or whatever. When it becomes an addiction that consumes you, yes, that is a problem and that is unattractive. And this is the primary criticism that I find online when it comes to men and video games.
When my husband and I first got married, he was addicted to video games. So if your spouse is addicted to video games or sports or anything, listen to this.
But the thing is, if your man or a man doesn't have a gaming addiction, then what precisely is unattractive about this interest?
Yeah,
at least in
that's
my
true.
experience, the women that I have come into contact with or that I'm friends with or that are in my family and whatever don't really view a man's interest in video games as a good or bad thing. What's most important is how he balances his gaming with his life and its many obligations. For example, back in 2020, a TikToker called Alyssa Nguyen actually had to come out and clarify that her gamer husband did indeed take care of her and her kids after she began uploading compilations of her bringing him his nightly dinners. She wrote, "He does all his chores, daddy duties, and husband duties before getting on."
Bro, imagine wanting to make your own social media career just making nice food for your partner and the entire internet just gets angry thinking it's all Misogyny.
One person even asked Nguyen if she was happy with the amount of time her husband gamed. Nguyen responded, "It doesn't bother me at all. He plays a couple hours a night after he gets home from a long shift."
That's fair.
And honestly, I think this comment crystallizes a broader point. A lot of people, not only men, use video games as a way to alleviate anxiety, to decompress, to de-stress after a long day or a
I've also been told that it helps with boredom too, if they have nothing better to do.
long week or whatever the case may be. And I can actually personally relate to this, and I've actually said this in other videos, where I find nothing more enjoyable after a particularly stressful day than jumping into whatever game I'm playing and just like hacking monsters to death. Because it's cathartic and it stops me from committing. That is a joke, Mr. FBI man. I am making a joke. Jokes aside, in addition to being cathartic, it is a good form of escapism. I watched one particular TikTok where a guy was describing escapism in video games as a bad thing, using it as an indicator of depression or a person who hates their life. And that very well might be the case sometimes. This just reiterates that men yearn for the mines. But again, why do people frown on this type of escapism, but not when it comes in the form of books or films or television shows? I genuinely feel like there's such an unfair double standard when it comes to gaming that isn't equally applied to other entertainment mediums. Yeah, I'm gonna need you all to stop that. In my opinion, the bottom line here is that gaming is, in fact, a legitimate hobby. And I will argue till I am blue in the face with whoever I need to argue with that many of us ladies would much rather a guy who games in moderation than one who is down at the bar or at the club every single weekend getting drunk.
You know, if your partner plays a lot of games and stuff, you could try to play some of the games with them. I'm sure they would be very happy to have their partner playing games with them.
If you are a man and you enjoy video games, that does not make you unattractive. And frankly, it can actually be a really nice opportunity for bonding with your spouse or girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I say this as someone who freaking loves couch co-ops. Like, I recently played the Untitled Goose Game and it was unironically a lot of fun. I have to stay away from the platformers though, because I just let everyone down. People who make the claim that gaming is antisocial and will turn men into factories genuinely don't seem to understand the nature of gaming and how community-based and collaborative it often is these days.
I watch a lot of documentaries about serial killers and stuff, and most of the time religion's involved with why they become mentally unstable or they already were born with a mental illness. I haven't watched too many that involve video games being the reason.
A lot of modern games have a ton of multiplayer features, and it allows you to do the teamwork. In a time where people are super disconnected, the gaming world is actually pretty great at helping people make friends.
That's
and
how I made all my
communities.
friends.
I'll say as well that there are apparently a bunch of other measurable benefits to playing games, like improvements to cognitive functioning, problem solving, impulse control, and so on and so forth, but I don't want to get into it, so I don't know, I guess I'll link some of these in the description, and you can read them in your own time. There are definitely way more things to add about this specific topic, but the one that I want to leave you with, the last thought that I have here, is that I definitely think that there is an online trend where people can't stand to see men doing things that make them happy.
Men have video games and sports. What do women have?
You have a man who's happy. That's what you have. Is that not enough?
I actually see this a lot on Twitter, but with relation to women, where people will post a video of women just doing something fun and silly and goofy and enjoying themselves, and then this onslaught of comments and responses are mad that the women are having fun. I see that a lot here with this issue, and I absolutely hate it when people do it to both of the sexes. Just shh. Let people enjoy things.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm really glad that gaming has become such a positive outlet for so many people. And as far as unattractive interests go, I think it's worth remembering that when it comes to hobbies and relationships, any hobby can become an obstacle, much in the same way that it can also be an asset. If you enjoy something or have a hobby or have a special interest that gets in between you and somebody else, or it is an all-consuming thing that pushes everybody out of your life, well, yeah, I mean, that's
Then it's a problem.
But if you can take an interest or a hobby or a thing that you love and share it with somebody else in an engaging way, or in a way for yourself that passes time but doesn't fill it, I think that's really positive, and honestly, I think that's really all any of us actually want. In the end, if gaming is a thing that you can share with your wife or girlfriend, a thing that you can use to decompress, or even something that has helped you build a really strong community with friendships and positive experiences, no woman in their right mind would consider that a problem. And
it's unfortunate that the ones who speak up about it are the loud minority.
And if they do, I think that says much more about that woman than the gamer himself. Now, on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder, check out my new Quora using the link in the description. I unironically love this honey, so I'm really excited about this sponsorship, and I hope you guys love it as well if you decide to give it a crack. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is gaming, in fact, unattractive? Are you one of these ladies who just thinks, yuck, I'm not interested, I'm not about this is terrible? Are you a guy who thinks it's unattractive and terrible? Are you somebody who really likes gaming and likes to share that with your loved ones? Are you somebody who maybe is on the addiction side of things and you can see how bad and damaging all of this can be? Do you think that the commentary around gaming is fair? Is it unfair? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them. I really like hearing your feedback and you guys make me laugh. Of course, if you have any video suggestions or video ideas, feel free to let me know, because I do have a running list of those. And as always, I will see you wonderful pretty people in the next video.
I think for me personally, and this is coming from someone who plays games professionally now, I only really play games when I am streaming or making a video. Very rarely will I just play a game just for fun and to decompress. How I decompress is I watch a lot of anime, or I'll watch movies or TV shows. I am very hardworking. I spend hours recording videos for all of my different channels here on YouTube, and I still have time to exercise, I still have time to make dinner, and I still have time to go out and socialize with people. There are so many hours in the day that you can accomplish everything that you want to do as long as you're balancing out correctly and have the discipline to put the amount of energy you want to put into the activities that you want to do. So if you want to decompress for a few hours to play video games, I don't see an issue with that. I do it to watch shows. I think the type of people who get upset at this kind of stuff are just upset and they want a reason to put blame on something. Those types of people are toxic, and you don't need that in your life. The biggest ick for me is shitting on someone else's hobbies. Exactly.